Hey everyone, welcome back to Tread&Trail Overlanding. Today we're going to review the top Oak Vision XL rooftop tent. Is this the best rooftop tent under $2,000? Well, stand by for the review and we'll see. So the first thing here is you get this nice little key, just basically a little inset triangle. You unlock these hinges. I mean, it's not a foolproof lock by any means, but I think it's a deterrent enough. Not that I can ever see someone coming up on my truck and trying to just open it up for the heck of it, but you know, it helps keep it locked down, I guess, so no accidental openings while you're going down the highway. They say it not to drive over 75 miles an hour with it. All right, so you open it up, you got this long rope here. That's just to help you close it, and it's plenty long, so you can reach it even from the ground on a vehicle this tall, like my Sequoia. What I just moved to the side over here was some shock cord. As you can see, it comes back in and goes to this little channel that they've got set up here. The shock cord is mainly used just to keep the tent inward. It pulls the tent in to help you get it out of the way when you're closing the tent. Here's the ladder. Now, me being up a little bit on a taller vehicle, I'll probably do this a little bit different way. I've got to open the ladder pretty wide so I can, or pretty far so I can reach up to it. Like I said, that cable's, or that rope or strap is very long. But so when you need to adjust it, adjust this ladder, there's some little buttons, release buttons underneath each one of these steps. I like to just start from the top. I like to make sure the bottom ones are fully open, and then the tops I'll just collapse down as far as they need to be, until the bottom of the tent looks like it's fairly flat. It's going to always have like a little flex. It'll spring up a little bit, so that's why I went over and pulled it down just to see. We got a nice rain fly here. So far it's done great. I've been in some pretty gnarly weather. That's the rain fly. That's the blackout layer, which it will black out, and then you've got mosquito netting for every window. Yeah, I think the first night I ever used it, I was in, I don't know, I thought I was gonna die. I was in like 40-mile-an-hour winds, the rain was coming in sideways. And when I went out, there wasn't supposed to be any weather that night. That just shows when you're up on the mountain, you never know. They give you let's see, you get six of these little metal rods here to help hold the rain fly and the windows open. They have a nice little plastic rubbery kind of cap there. You can't really see it too well, but just helps keep things a little bit softer from poking through some little grommets that you have to hook those into. So you get two up here on the front. It's two at every window. You'll see this little slit over here. When you open that up and look in there, there's a couple of screws actually on each side, but then right there is a little hole. You just stick this guy in. It only goes in like maybe an inch. And these little rods have a pretty good amount of torque to them. So it's tried to knock me off this ladder a couple of times, just putting it in there, but I get a little better with it every time that I do it. You can see me struggling with it a little bit. If you're off balance at all, it'll throw you off the ladder there. Just got to get in, get a little better leverage on it. All right, and here are those little grommets that they use. It's very it's like some kind of little nylon pocket that's well stitched in there. Doesn't look like it's going to come out. It's probably glued and stitched. I don't know for certain. Different layers. You got that nice mattress pad in there. Well, we'll get to that. If there is a con, it's maybe that mattress pad. But so you can roll up each individual layer. This is the blackout layer that you can roll up, and then it ties up there with, I don't know what that clasp is called, but it's a little stick and loop or whatever. But zippers are really nice. Have a good sound to them, a good feel. I mean, they feel real solid when you're opening and closing them. Double stitch seams there. Not sure if they're glued as well. I would assume so. I do see a decent amount of glue in some of the other seams. And that's what it looks like with that down. And although I didn't take any videos of it from the inside with all the blackout panels closed, if you're in there and the blackout panels are closed, it's pretty much pitch black. I like to test it though. One of the first things I did when I got in it was just look for any like little pinholes, and there was a couple around some of the intersecting joints, and I mean there's maybe two, but the pinholes were so small, and I've never had anything even come through it. So at least on this one, the materials and the manufacturer and everything, workmanship seemed to be good. But those are those connectors I was talking about. If someone knows what they're actually called, you can put it in the comments below. The mosquito netting, same type, nice zippers. Everything runs smoothly, opens and closes smoothly. And you've got another set of those little stick and hoop fasteners as well for your mosquito netting. And that's what it looks like. You just kind of double it up there. There's two loops and two of the sticks. Pretty spacious inside. I'm 5'10", some days maybe 5'11", and I've got at least 4 inches on each end of me before I start even getting close to something. So plenty of room. They give you a couple of shoe bags, very handy. Got this little groove here. You just slide that right in the groove. Push it in. You'll actually feel it kind of like click when it gets to the end there, which is very satisfying. That you know that it's in. You get one. They give you two, so you get one on each side. I think the weight of this, when it comes in a box, it's like 350 pounds with the box. You get 2 of those. I'm just saying 2 to the right and 2 to the left, but it comes about 350 pounds. The tent itself, I think, is around 150 pounds, and you'll definitely need a hand getting it on the vehicle. But I had one of my older sons just help me. It was just he and I, and we got it on there just fine. Had a little walk-up ramp to just boost us up a little bit higher. The side rain covers is just like the front. You still use these steel rods and put them in the holes on the side just like in the front, and bend them up and they go in the little grommets on each side. I'm usually a little bit of a shoe Nazi with inside the tent, but I figured since I'm in my driveway here, I'm not bringing in a whole bunch of dirt, so I don't want to hear any comments about how I got my shoes in the tent. And here's our finished product, fully opened. You do get a good breeze, cross breeze when you're in here. It's, depending on if there's any wind blowing, where you are, but it gets very airy in there. So far, everything that I've seen and had on it, I've really liked it. I like that aluminum shell up top. I've banged it on plenty of tree limbs. I don't even have a scratch on it. Again, inside, I'm 5'10" and a half, 200 and some pounds, and right at 200 pounds. So fits me and another adult and even a kid very easily. That's the duct for any type of heater. Comes in from outside here, and it holds up to a 4-inch duct. I usually use a 4-inch duct on it, and that little boot on the inside, you can secure it around the duct so the duct won't fall out, which is always great. It actually feels really, really spacious inside. So far, I'm having just a great time with it. It's been a well-made product. This is like a little roof support. Just help support the roof. Clips into one of the crossbars. Open that up just to extend it. It's a little loop up there at the top, a little nylon strap with a loop on it. Just put one end in there, and it has that little knob, which you'll see here, right there, which just kind of helps keep the roof up. It helps keep some of the condensation from making sure there's no pooling. You lock that back down. As you hear the zipper sound, real solid. Again, they're good there. Up top's got a clear plastic window and a mosquito netting, and you can remove the window if you want, so you can get some more air in there. At the time of doing this, the sun was right overhead, so it gets real bright in there and real hot, real quick. So I didn't want to leave it open too long. It ended up being 95 degrees in there. It's the side mosquito netting. They make little, they give you plastic windows for it as well, and you can see it. Let me see if I stop it here. This area right here is Velcro, a little blurry on that stop, but the windows just basically you Velcro right over top of that. You would open up like the blackout layer, and then you can just put your window right over top on this on the Velcro, which goes around. Little accessory pocket there. I have one of those on each side. Little storage pocket. Here you got a USB. You got a USB A and a USB C. You got your cigarette lighter. I don't know. I guess that's a 12 volt. And then that's your power button. It has you can take an external power supply with an Anderson clip, which is outside, which actually I don't show it on this, but it's underneath the tent, pretty close to where this is right here. You plug it in. If you got a power supply to it, this will actually illuminate This helps you, allows you to control the LED light, which I'll show you here in just a minute. It also comes with a remote, so if you don't want to use that wired remote, you actually have a wireless remote that you can use. Several pockets up here. They got a see-through pocket and like 5 other just storage pockets. It's always been plenty. There's the light up there. You can dim it, many different dims. You can have a few different colors on it, and you can move it. You can move it around a couple of different areas in the tent if you don't want it, you know, right there. Whatever suits your needs the best. And it's handy. It's very handy to have in there. I've got like a little remote fan that I'll usually I'll just wrap around that crossbar and turn that on if it gets. Just get the air moving around. These are the windows I was talking about. You can see it's got the Velcro on it, and you just put it right up to the window there and stick the Velcro on. So here is the this is the pad I was telling you about, the mattress pad. I don't know what type of foam they have in there. I mean, like if it's medium density, it feels like maybe it's medium density, but you can see me here. I can squeeze it, you know, pretty easily. I'll show you something that I've done. I haven't tried it yet, but I've installed it. Later on in the video, you'll see it, where I actually had some really big pieces of like 1/2 inch to 3/4 styrofoam that I got. That actually it came with this tent, and I kept it just for that reason. I wanted to see if that would just give me some extra support. So you'll see later on in the video I've installed it, but I haven't tried it yet. There's a vapor barrier underneath there. It looks like some kind of wool blend, maybe all wool, I'm not sure. Nice zippers around the mattress pad, so you can always take off the covers and clean them, or the mattress pads if you want. Yeah, everything on this tent seems to be very well made. It's actually quite remarkable for under $2,000. I think it's a great buy, actually. Like I said, my only issue really that I've found so far is the mattress pad. And so here you go. And this is where I've installed this extra little styrofoam underneath there. I have no idea if it's going to help, but I figured I'd try it anyways and see. You know, sore shoulders and knees and hips. Well, pretty much every joint is sore. So I'm looking for some kind of way to get some more padding, and we'll see. They do make a blow up mattress now for this, where you take out their padding, their mattress. And they made a blow-up mattress just for, I don't know if it's just for this tent model or if it's for several other tent models. But I'm going to give this a try, and we'll see. And I'll probably go ahead and get the blow-up mattress as well and see if that helps with anything else. Helps alleviate some of the shoulder pains that I get. But that's really no fault of the tent. So here I'd already started closing it up, and I was like, well, you know what, I might as well show you guys, you know, how it closes up. But so I've just started collapsing the ladder, and then just pushed it back in, just the opposite of how I opened it up. And here's where those the shock cords, you know, come into play, because you just kind of lift them up, and it helps to pull in the sides of the tent, which is a great idea. I know other manufacturers have similar ideas like this as well, but it helps to keep everything inside, and you use these pull down straps to get the top closed. And you always gotta, there's always going to be some tent hanging out, so every time you're going to have to just kind of work your way around the tent and push it back up in there, which is no big deal. Take this closing strap, and I just bundle it up and stick it through the tent there, or the ladder. Usually stuff what I can get to at the front there. I've got a little piece of wood that I use just to keep it from collapsing on its own, and it just kind of props it open while I go around and just stuff the tent back in there, especially when I go around to the back, to the other side of the vehicle to do it, and that just helps prop it open and keep it from closing down on the tent and making it harder to stow it away. Everything does tuck very nicely up inside, and even with that extra styrofoam that I have in there, it's still closed without a problem. I could tell it was getting a little bit tighter as I get down to really lock down the hinges, but it still wasn't a problem. It went down with, I didn't have to put much force into it, and I didn't want to anyways, but right here as I was closing, I was kind of like, all right, I don't know how well this is going to close, but it did just fine. I'll give a little bit of an update after I've been out and tried the new styrofoam. And you can see me here trying to push it down. Well, this hinge wasn't in the right position, so that the hinge was keeping me from pushing it down. But I really didn't have to put any force into it once I got the hinge in the correct position there. So yeah, there you go, rooftop tent. Top Oak Vision XL. I give it a definite thumbs up. Now here is what I was, one of the issues, let's see, we can kind of, let's see, I'll go to another one that's a clear picture. Okay, so on this tent you get two like tie downs in the front. You'll be able to see them a little bit. I can't really see the tie downs here, but they give you a tie down for the front and the back on each side. But if you have any of the cross members, which you need to have some cross members on there, there's a little bit of gap here, and the bottom of this tent will flex when you hit bumps. I'm a little OCD about noises while I'm going down the road or anything. I know it's hard as hell to have a quiet vehicle while you're off-roading, but with this tent, I don't know what that is, a little cross member or rail, and these are the cross members on the truck. Those will start banging and clanging, and it drove me crazy for a little bit. So I said, you know what, I've got to put something in here. And I'll put a link down to what I use. I just bought, I think this is a 1/8 of an inch rubber strip, and it comes in, oh gosh, it had to be I think it's like a 20-foot section, 25-foot section, 2 inches wide. So what I would do is just I cut it 2 inches off. So it was 2 inches by 2 inches. And I would kind of slide my hand in here and push up on the tent. And so I could take that's a 3M label glue on the back. So it does a great job of sticking. I take it off and set it on there real lightly and just slide it under here. And then the weight of that on here just makes the glue stick. And it worked like a charm. At first, I just did a couple of them to see how well it worked. And I could tell it worked great. So I went around to all of them, which I think it ended up being 4. You can see I got one here, there's one over here, and then this cross member, I got one, and then one over there. The others are actually bolted down, so you get this, whatever it is, this piece of frame here on the tent it's already forced down against the cinched down against the cross member in the front and back, so they didn't need one. But yeah, that worked like a charm. And but I mean, if you guys are into all the clanging and banging that going off road with this, then you'll get your fill of it. But that was an easy solution, and actually, it's kind of hard to reach. I mean, I could stop it on a good picture maybe. So what I actually did was I took a basketball that oh man, can I go back here? I took a basketball that my son had, and I deflated it because it's kind of hard to get your hand in there to push up on it. So I deflated the ball, put it under here, and then just ran my my hose to it, my air hose to it, and just slowly inflated it so that it pushed up on the tent and gave me plenty of space to kind of get my hand in there and slide that in. But there you go, guys. That is the review of the Top Oak Vision XL tent. I give it a thumbs up, and if you stand by, hopefully I will have a coupon code for you here, and if I do, I'll put it down in the comments of the video. All right, I appreciate everyone checking us out, and hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.